What's up, everybody? Welcome to Convo Breaker, a geek podcast. I am your host, Mario Valdez, and this is episode number 49. So we're like one more episode away from the Big 50. This is gonna be a pretty crazy episode. I got a lot of weird news, like really crazy news. So we'll just go through it. Also to this episode, I'm gonna kind of start a countdown to Infinity War kind of thing. So like for the next, weeks until Infinity War comes out, I'll be doing a little segment, or I'm gonna try to do a little segment on each episode until then, about the MCU or on the MCU, because I actually have one today. Especially since Thor Ragnarok just came out last week. Because today's Monday. I usually do the episodes on a Saturday or a Sunday. I try to do them on a Saturday or a Sunday. And yeah, I'm one day late, but let's get into the news because there was, like I said, a lot of crazy news. First piece of news. So I think I talked about it last episode. No, I'm sure I talked about it last episode. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen or not. I was actually rooting for her, but there was a rumor that Kristen Wiig was in talks to play Cheetah, the villain, for Wonder Woman 2. A few days ago, it was confirmed by Patty Jenkins, director for Wonder Woman, that Kristen Wiig will in fact be playing the villain, Cheetah, in the sequel. So that's pretty crazy. There's a lot of people that are just not, I guess, not giving it a chance, or just straight up saying negative things about Kristen Wiig and about how the movie's gonna turn out and all this blah 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 without any kind of. I, I always say this, and if you've heard my past episodes, it's whenever there's a weird casting that's kind of, you know, off center or whatever, or maybe outside of the box. It's always cool to at least wait for a teaser trailer to say anything. Because I remember because I'm gonna be talking a bit about Thor Ragnarok too, since like I said, it came out last week. When Tessa Thompson was cast as Valkyrie, I kind of understood where people were coming from about the whole blonde hair, Norse god, whatever thing, or Norse mythology, or comic book, whatever, right? So, of course, the movie came out and it was fine. I mean, that's what I'm saying is like people should make a big deal about stupid stuff like that. But anyways, Kristen Wiig, people were saying like, oh, she does comedy and um, or they'll bring up like Ghostbusters and stuff like that, and there's a lot of comedians that have a dramatic side to them. A lot of people don't know that. I mean, most comedians have a dramatic side, whether they show it or not. Because there have been quite a few comedians who have been known to go into into dramatic roles or darker roles. And I mentioned some of them a couple episodes back, I think, or it might have been that same episode that I talked about Kristen Wiig. But my point is that, well, people were bringing up Ghostbusters. That's what I was going to say too, and I was like, well, okay, for one, I didn't like the movie, not because it was an all-female reboot or whatever. I just didn't like the direction they went with it, and there was a lot of it was kind of a rehash of the original. And then on top of that too, I just thought the writing sucked. But on top of that, I think when people throw Ghostbusters out there talking about Kristen Wiig was probably the least of all the problems on the Ghostbusters movie, or in the Ghostbusters movie, in my opinion. I think out of that whole cast, she'd probably be my favorite. Um, I'm not talking about character wise in the movie, but I think she's funnier, and she's, I don't know. I just liked her. I just like her. I mean, maybe I'm biased or whatever, but Kristen Wiig. I think it's funny because when they had the casting announcement, they had like a side by side picture of, a picture of Cheetah and then a picture of Kristen Wiig. I can see that, and I can see Kristen Wiig maybe being, kind of I can see her being a villain. Like I can see that. And there's a lot of people that are like, just because they hear her name, or I guess just because they think of SNL, automatically they're saying she's not right for the role or whatever. But I mean, I could be wrong too. Maybe it is a mistake, but my point is, wait till a teaser trailer. Even wait till the movie comes out. Because another thing too, I've talked about this in one of my past episodes, or one of our past episodes. This was when X-Men Apocalypse came out, when the whole thing was going on online about them saying that Oscar Isaacs in the Apocalypse makeup looked like Ivan Ooze from the first Power Rangers movie, and those were photos, behind the scenes photos, and the reason why he looked purple, of course, because a lot of these images that we get, they're they're before special effects are brushed over, or they're just really early releases just to give people a peek, and that turned out to be the case. That was, the effects weren't fully layered on, because when the movie did come out, he did look blue. I'm not saying that the movie was good, because that's actually one of my least favorite X-Men movies, or even, yeah, I'm gonna say X-Men movies, my least favorite X-Men movie. And I mean, yeah, it's just, this is early stuff, and I think people are way too quick to jump the gun on negative comments. But I'm looking forward to that. I haven't seen the first Wonder Woman still. I'm a little behind on some stuff. I try to keep up with as much of the superhero stuff that I can. For instance, I still haven't caught up. I know they're do. I know. I think Punisher season two is filming already. I still have not seen season one. Agents of Shield's 100th episode aired on Friday, so I'll probably watch that after I'm done with this podcast so I can catch up. I did see The Runaways, like I said, before on one of the past episodes. I recommend you guys watch that. And also, too, speaking of that, I had no idea. I guess I just either haven't been paying attention, or whatever. But I was kind of in shock when I saw that Jessica Jones season two is already out, and I was like, holy shit! So I'm gonna try to catch up. I don't know if everyone's caught up and seen Punisher already, but I like to do an episode on the Punisher, because usually the podcast here, I like to do reviews on the Netflix shows that come out, especially the Marvel properties, and even on the movies too. I was this episode, I was actually gonna do a review on A Wrinkle in Time, but after seeing the trailers some more, I kind of was, I kind of didn't just, I didn't want to make time to see it. I really enjoyed the book though, and this just looks like more Disney over the top CGI. I don't know. Just, I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I lost interest in it. I just remember the book being trippy as fuck. So yeah. So this episode, like I said, is gonna be the beginning of my countdown to Infinity War. So these next few weeks, like I said, count to Infinity War. If you guys have anything to say, like I say every episode, news or anything to say about Infinity War, anything to say about any of the topics I'm talking about, or if you have anything to say about any of the topics that I didn't talk about that maybe you would like to talk about, or whatever you guys say, I will mention you on the episode. Following it. So once I get your message, I'll read it on the show. Like I said, if you want to hit me up, email is convobreaker@gmail.com, Facebook at Convobreaker Geek Podcast, Instagram ConvoBreakerGP, or you can hit me up on my personal Instagram at MV7.0. So, like I said, let me know if you've seen Jessica Jones. The only thing that's tough too is nowadays it's hard for me to binge stuff like that. I remember I binged like the first two, not back to back, but when they came out, the Daredevil season one, Daredevil season two. I think there was a teaser image, I think, for Daredevil season three too. Jessica Jones, I binged that one. Luke Cage, I think I binged that one in 2 days. Um, I think I did the same with Defenders. So I mean, I'm for the most part caught up. I'm starting to fall behind, so I'll try to catch up. So let's go into some more news. You know what? This is gonna bug me. Where is my highlighter? Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find my highlighter, because I have my notes, and oh, there it is. I have my notes, and I like to keep track of my notes and all that stuff. So let's go on to some more movie news. This was actually a shocker. Just like the whole Kristen Wiig being cast as Cheetah. Like I said, I was rooting for her, but that was a shocker. I think it shocked a lot of people. Because usually a lot of these rumors, for instance, the whole Joaquin Phoenix in talks to do to be the Joker in the solo film. A lot of these rumors, like usually when the first name goes out for an actor as a character in any movie, usually those first names or those first batches are usually wrong, or they're just like, or they were just rumors. But this one was the first name that went out, and a week later, yeah, it was a week later, we find out that yeah, she's been cast, and that was confirmed. So that's pretty cool. So okay, so this was the next piece of news. Let me go on. Deadpool 2. So Deadpool 2 is coming out in May because it was originally supposed to come out, I think, a week or two after Infinity War, when it had its original date. Infinity War, I mean, when Infinity War had its original date, in May. Deadpool 2 had a screening. Of course, they have, the test audiences, and they see what works, what didn't work, what they need to, just to see where they're at. And there was a report that came out that said that Deadpool 2 had a horrible test screening. Like, horrible. Like, so horrible, and I hate to say this, that it's going to be going through reshoots, a massive amount of reshoots. And that sucks because I just had we just talked about reshoots a couple episodes ago about New Mutants going through reshoots and how, and then again, that's Fox. So it's kind of crazy because they have a horrible track record of, quality after reshoots. I think I'm not sure if X-Men Apocalypse went through that, but the first one I could think of right off the bat is the Fantastic Four reboot. And then you had wow, there was another movie that I had right here. Oh, New Mutants, of course, I was talking about it. New Mutants, and now Deadpool. I mean, these are all Fox, productions, and I don't know. It's just crazy. I wonder what the problem was. Like, I really wouldn't have thought that Deadpool 2 would have been one that they could fuck up. I mean, I wish the original director would have stayed. I forgot his name. Um, but yeah, I wish he would have came back around to do the second one. I know stuff didn't really work out the way they wanted it, or the way he wanted it to, with the whole with whoever the hell in charge of doing the film or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I hope everything works out for Deadpool 2. Hopefully the release date doesn't get pushed back like it did with New Mutants. The only thing is that if it's gonna be going through massive reshoots, the other part of me is kind of hoping they push it back because I'd rather have reshoots that look good than reshoots that look rushed. For instance, Fantastic Four. If you have not seen the Fantastic Four reboot with Michael B. Jordan, um, I suggest you guys at least give it a shot. It's not as bad as people say, and I don't know if I brought this up last time, but to me, that's still even miles ahead of Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, Daredevil, Elektra. It's yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not that bad. Watch it at least once. Next piece of news. Still, this is pretty much all the news I have today. Is a lot of superhero movie news. I got a couple of video game pieces. Other than that, it's all movie news. Next piece of movie news. Black Panther has crossed the 1 billion box office worldwide intake mark. So that's pretty cool. I think right now it's, well. What's crazy is that it hit 1 billion at about in a little over 3 weeks. So it hit 1 billion in less than a month. So that's pretty cool. And from what I saw, there was a report that were saying that it's pretty close to, I think, surpassing the first Avengers film. So I don't know how much more it needs, but for it to hit 1 billion, that's pretty impressive. Ooh, sorry guys. I don't know if you heard that, but my ear was kind of itching because the headset, but too much information, right? Anyways, so yeah, Black Panther crossed 1 billion, and with that, of course, a sequel has been announced. So for sure, there is going to be a Black Panther 2. Marvel, I was gonna talk about this, but I kind of don't. I'll talk about it later when when more info is released, because I think, what is it, Comic-Con, we should have some news and stuff, but. Uh, what was I saying? Black Panther 2. Oh, yeah. So there was release dates. I think I don't know how many there were, but there's dates already for the next Marvel movies. But of course, they haven't labeled what movie is what. They're keeping that secret right now, I guess. Um, so I'm pretty sure Black Panther 2 is one of those. So I think it's all the way through, let me see, 2020 if I'm correct. 2020, 2021. So they already have dates and they already have movies lined up for the next what is it, 3 4 years. So I'm sure Black Panther 2 is on one of those slots. And then, of course, next year we're getting the other Avengers, Avengers 4. I don't know what it's titled yet. We don't know what it's titled yet. So we should see something, which is crazy, is we're getting Infinity War next month. And then sometime around Comic Con, even later this year, I think we're barely going to be getting over the Infinity War hype. And then, of course, we're already going to be prepping for Avengers 4 this year. We're going to be prepping for Avengers 4 this year for next year, is what I'm saying. So that's going to be pretty insane. Let's cross that out. Next piece of news. So these guys are kind of attached to the MCU. Jon Favreau, of course, directed the first Iron Man. He's the one that helped kick off the MCU as we know it today. So Jon Favreau has signed on to not only write but be an executive producer for the first ever Star Wars live action show. So that's gonna be interesting. I have no idea what it's going to be about. There's no other info on that, or there's no other info that I've heard. So that's pretty cool though. Jon Favreau, I like him as a director, and I don't know what he's written. I don't know how much. I don't know if he wrote part of Iron Man, or I mean, I know he directed it, and I think what was it, Iron Man 2 as well. So I don't know. I'm a fan of Jon Favreau. I think he does a good job at what he does. Star Wars. I mean, I like Star Wars, so let's see what happens there. I'm not like super hyped, but yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get more hyped when we get more information. Sticking with Star Wars, this was kind of weird. I think, well, yeah, of course, I talked about this last episode too, that I'm not super hyped on the Han Solo. It's weird saying it, Han Solo solo film, or the solo Han Solo solo film, whatever, right? Okay, so there was an image released of what the villain looks like, and what's super weird. I mean, I I didn't see a lot of the discussions, mainly because I just didn't want to. So I'm pretty sure people are talking about what I'm talking about now without knowing. But the helmet has a piece or a design on it that looks like Kylo Ren's helmet. And of course, spoilers if you haven't seen Force Awakens, and you know that Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son, and he kills him. What's weird, because he's gonna be the villain. Well, not Kylo Ren, but this villain has a similar design, I guess. I don't know what his full costume looks like, but just that main helmet piece, or the visor part, I guess, on the helmet looks a lot like Kylo Ren. And for a villain to have that design on him, for the movie, going being the antagonist to Solo, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I wonder if I mean, I don't know. I wonder if they were trying to make some kind of connection, or maybe because you would think that if Han Solo went against this guy who his son ends up looking like later on in the in his life, you would think that in the Awakens he'd be more like that. He would have like maybe mentioned it, or maybe been more not scared, but I don't know how to explain it. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Like it would have been one of those things like oh, like son, like why you have, I don't know, like I can't explain it, but I think there would have been some kind of like we would have noticed something that he would have done that would have been like, oh, like you're you're my son, and you look like some dick that I was fucking with years ago, who you know tried to kill me or whatever. I mean, I don't know too much info on the villain, or if he's trying to kill him, but I mean, what else do villains do than try to kill the protagonist, right? So anyways, if you haven't seen that, I look that up. I didn't really want to dig into that too much. Um, Next piece. So, like I said, kind of loosely tied to MCU news. Chris Hemsworth, who we all know plays Thor. Um, he's been cast in the Men in Black reboot, and the reboot is scheduled to start filming in June, from the report that I saw. I like Chris Hemsworth. I didn't like how they wrote him into the Ghostbusters reboot, but I think that I like him as an actor. I think he's a decent actor, and most of the stuff that he does. I saw him. Well, I've only seen him in. Well, I've seen him in Ghostbusters. I've seen him in the Thor movies. You know, the whole MCU stuff, and I also saw him in what was it? Cabin in the Woods? Yeah, Cabin in the Woods. And I don't know. I think he's cool, I guess. So Men in Black. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that. I was a pretty big fan of the first Men in Black. Second one was third one I liked. So yeah, let's see how this goes. I just can't see Hemsworth as a Man in Black. So well, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. Like I said, let's wait for that teaser or some behind the scenes footage. Right. All right. Next piece of news. So Goosebumps. Oh man, when I was a kid, third grade, fourth grade mainly, I remember I would go to like Walgreens or I want to say it was Walgreens. So when I was a kid, I would have to pick up my medication for my asthma, and every time I went, it was pretty much every month. I would go and I would go to the magazine section to see the new Goosebumps releases. So I had a pretty big Goosebumps collection, and then I ended up passing those down to my sister, my younger sister, later on. And I actually still have some. I kept like two or three of my favorite ones. Well, from when I was a kid, just the whole nostalgia thing. I'm one of those guys that likes to hold on to things I can't really. I'm not a hoarder, but things that it's not trash, all right? I mean, it's a book. I mean, if I have kids later on, they can read the damn books. But anyways, my point is that originally the Ghostbumps sequel was supposed to be titled, I think, Welcome to Horrorland or something like that. And I thought that was cool, but now there's a new report saying that the official title for this sequel is called Slappy Halloween. And it sounds dumb to me. I mean, I know Slappy was, the main, I guess, antagonist in the first one. But I mean, and I know, he was gonna come back, but I don't know. I just think that's kind of weird, and that means he'd be an antagonist again. I think they're kind of going at it the wrong way. And this also, too, I'm about to say something. Ooh, excuse me, guys. Not to say that, uh, like, oh, screw them, they should do this or they should do that. I'm just stating my idea, but I think that it would have been cool to do it kind of like maybe kind of like the books, to where you have the films kind of like an anthology, to where Jack Black's R.L. Stein is still in the movies, but it's like kind of like different characters. So like when I heard that they were doing the Horrorland thing, I was like, oh, that seems pretty cool. I mean, I would like to see what they do with the characters that we had in the first movie, but I don't know. An anthology might be cool, right? Kind of like a kids style Twilight Zone. I mean, I don't know, or like Black Mirror or something like that. I don't know. I thought that would have been pretty cool, but obviously they didn't go that way. So, we'll see what happens with Slappy Halloween. Will I see it? Yes, because I'm a Goosebumps fan. I did like the first one, and I'm a fan of Jack Black too. So, hopefully he's still back. I'm pretty sure he is, because he actually was the voice of Slappy in the first one. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Goosebumps 2. Got two pieces of video game news, and then we can talk a little bit about Infinity War and start that Infinity War countdown, or countdown to Infinity War, I should say. Okay, so here's two pieces of news that have to do with shooters. Black Ops. I know everyone's played Black Ops, or majority of us have played Black Ops. I want to say 95% of us have played Black Ops. It's just a fun shooter to it's not like there's a lot of people that talk shit about it, saying like, oh, why don't you go play Black Ops, and Black Ops is for little kids and stuff like that. I mean, it's whatever, right? I mean, yeah, sure, there are annoying kids on there, or just annoying people in general online, anyways. But Black Ops 4, there was a announcement video for it last week. I want to say earlier this week, but I'm recording my episode one day late. So last week, the global launch for it is going to be the community is going to have a I guess the Treyarch or whatever communities. One of the I forgot what it was, but they're having like an early thing for it, like 2 or 3 months before the global launch. I'm assuming the global launch is when the game comes out. It's going to be October 12th. So Black Ops 4, I'm looking forward to that. I enjoyed Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. Yeah, Black Ops 4, that's pretty cool. Now, sticking to shooters, that was the good. Now let's talk about the bad. The bad, I remember, I remember I was super hyped when the Division came out because Tom Clancy's The Division. Right before the Division came out, I had bought oh my God, what was the name of that game? It was the other Tom Clancy game. Tom Clancy's oh my God, how do I not remember the name of that game? It was right before the Division. It still has DLC for it. Actually, they just released like some kind of outbreak mode for it. Hold on, guys, this is gonna bug me. So let's go on to the good old interwebs and see if I can find the answer to that. Uh, well, basically, what I was gonna say was I got that game first. This Tom Clancy game that I'm speaking of. Might as well stop confusing myself and let's look up the game. Tom Clancy's. Was it Siege? I want to say Siege. Let's see. I think it was Siege. I want to stick to that, but let me. Okay, let's call it Siege for now while this thing loads. Okay, so I remember getting that game. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm hyped for Division. I was looking at the release trailer, well, not the release trailers, but like the teaser trailers coming out, the whole story for it, and all that stuff. And okay, here it goes. It pulled up. Tom Clancy's. Yeah, Siege. I was right. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. So I had fun with that game. So then I remember when Division was announced, I was like super stoked, and I pre-ordered the game, and I got it on launch. I had fun, and then shit started going downhill. Like I remember there was a whole bunch of bugs and glitches with the game, a whole bunch of cheaters going on, players getting banned. Um, from playing the game, having their accounts their accounts banned, but also too I remember there was a moment where I remember it was almost every day there was a report saying like, oh, the servers are going to be down for maintenance. And I remember logging in after work and be like, oh yeah, this raid's going on, or this new raid got released, but I couldn't because the server was down, or in the middle of a match or middle of gameplay, the server would just crash and like it would be down for like the rest of the night on a weekend. And I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Um, and then there was one day where they said, guys, do not log into your accounts. If you log in and you try to save your progress will be deleted. There was a lot of people who had their progress deleted, and then there was a whole thing with cheaters using glitches. And I remember I was in one match where or one lobby where we went in and people were using the glitches, and I remember talking to people, trying to use glitches that were supposedly still working at the time, but if you use the glitch, then they would be able to track who used it and ban you. And I tried to keep away from the glitches, but there was this one fun moment I had. This was before I about the whole banning thing, where I can't remember how many people were allowed to be in a lobby. I don't know if it was 4 or 5. I want to say 4, like a group of 4 or something. So I was in and I was gonna clear a raid, and there was this one glitch where by inviting, if one person like invited somebody in another full group, then those groups could merge and do the raid together. I think it would max to like 8. let's just say 8 or 10. So I remember I went into this match and the guy's all like, "Yeah, hold on," and so we're going against like this super tough raid, and I remember getting to one part of the uh, of the uh, of the wave or whatever, and we're all cornered. I still have the video on my Facebook. We're all cornered behind a wall, and there's like 8 of us in there, and it was insane. Like it was fucking insane. Like it was just chaos, man. Like I mean, we're all like throwing healing packs, and we're like throwing turrets, and then there's like flames going around everywhere from like grenades, and like you have like these enemies coming up the stairs. And I remember there was this one where like, okay, let's say there's 8 of us. We're on like this stairwell, and of course it was kind of tight. You know, some people had their barricades up and stuff, and it was only like me and one guy like that ended up surviving that whole first. Like as soon as you opened the door, the wave came in, and just one shot, boom, everyone's down. And of course you can't fucking revive someone who's down when everyone else on your team gets downed in one shot. And I remember these guys were high level and everyone's trying to grind for that gear. And me and the guy were up top and we just, man, we were there forever. We were just like taking guys, picking them off one by one, reviving a member. Oh, he would go down, hide behind a wall. I don't know. It was just good times. But overall, I remember I stopped playing because the glitches and the cheating just got to a level that was ridiculous. With that said, I don't know if I've said what I was going to say, but the Division 2 has been announced and I'm actually looking forward to it. I really enjoyed the first one from what I played. I mean, I did complete the story mode. Um, it was fun. I liked the basis of it. It was and it I liked the controls too. The controls were really good. Just one thing that sucked was the whole thing they had with the cheaters and the servers and their glitches and their bugs and oh man, all kinds of crap. And basically, the bad outweighed the good on that game. And it was one game I ended up not touching. I actually don't know if I still own the game. I remember that was one of my favorites when it came out. I had really enjoyed playing that game. So yeah, Division 2 has been announced, and there should be an E3 reveal coming when E3 swings around. So keep your eyes peeled if you guys are fans of shooters. So Black Ops 4 and Division 2 have been announced. So pretty sick. If you guys have any video game news, you know, talk to me about. Let me know. You know where to find me. I just told you all that info earlier in the episode, or if not, you can find the links and all that good stuff. So let's talk about Infinity War. So Infinity War. I want to talk about Infinity War because I actually picked up Thor Ragnarok. It came out last Tuesday. Thor Ragnarok was not like one of my super favorite movies, but I mean it was good. One thing I wanted to say is Infinity War. Of course, the countdown. There's 45 days left till Infinity War. So, like I said, every week I'm going to be counting down, letting you guys know how many days are left to Infinity War. With that said, tickets should be going on sale for Infinity War soon, and I would not be surprised if those guys sell out pretty quick because Star Wars pre-sales, if I'm correct, for the past 2 or 3 movies went on sale like 2 months in advance. I bought my tickets in advance. I remember some of those showings getting sold out. The reason why I bring that up is because Black Panther. I did not think a lot of those showings were gonna sell out. That one had a big pre-sale intake, and a lot of those showings were sold out, especially the showing I went to, and that was opening weekend. So as soon as you guys see the Infinity War tickets go on sale, I suggest you pick them up. That's gonna be a fun movie to see on opening weekend. I'd like to go opening night if I can, only because I know that this movie is gonna be fucking brutal when it comes to spoilers. I think because there's some movies that I've gone waiting a week before going to the theaters. So me, I hate spoilers. I hate seeing anything about any movie that I really, really want to see. For instance, Infinity War. Like I told you guys, I only saw the first trailer. I know there's another trailer that's supposed to be coming out soon. I'm not gonna see that. I've only seen some of the images that have been released by Entertainment Weekly and stuff like that, but haven't seen any like trailers or TV spots. If there are any yet, I don't know if there are any yet. Of course, because I don't watch that, but. So Infinity War, like I said, 45 days. Keep an eye out for those tickets because it's gonna be pretty crazy. I'm gonna try to go. It's gonna be fun. So like I said, Black Panther was selling out, so I'm pretty sure this one's gonna be brutal. And I mean I can't imagine this movie not breaking 1 billion. I mean, the first Avengers did, Black Panther did, and you're gonna have so many characters in this movie that's not even funny. So yeah, once again, 45 more days. So speaking of the release of Infinity War, this was crazy. So last episode, I talked about how it was like breaking news and shocking news that Infinity War got pushed up to April 27th from its May release because they wanted everyone to be on an equal playing field, and how I was talking about, they didn't want spoilers to ruin it for us and blah 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 because the UK was getting it before and all that BS. So then a few days, well, I was gonna say a few days later, but I want to say a few days ago, it was said or released or confirmed. Confirmed. Let's go with confirmed. That's what I was looking for. It was confirmed that the UK's date now got pushed up, which is stupid because it's UK and then there's another market that got their date pushed up. So we got ours pushed up ahead to the UK so that we could see, so everyone could see it together. And now the UK's got their date pushed up, so now they're going to be on the 26th. So that's going to make it even more dangerous because you're going to have those guys having it one day before us. So anyone who wants to avoid spoilers and is going to see it anytime after that, yeah, it's going to be brutal. Unless it's not going to be brutal, because for me, I follow a lot of entertainment sites, so that's where I get all my news and stuff. I'm always combing through and seeing what's legit, seeing what I can talk to you guys about. And that was pretty insane. I was like, I don't know the reason why they pushed it up. I don't think I saw a reason, but it's just weird. They brought it up for us to make it equal. Now the UK and another market has theirs one day ahead of us now. So I'm gonna have to, most likely, in order to keep up with the show and the news, most likely see it opening night, if not the following night after opening, which would make that Friday. No, wait a minute. Well, Friday is the 27th. Usually for a movie like that, they would have a early showing, which would be Thursday night. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, tickets go on sale soon. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that ticket. So just keep your eyes peeled for when those tickets go on sale. So speaking of the MCU, like I said, 45 more days till Infinity War. Thor Ragnarok came out on Blu-ray, and I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. I only saw it once in theaters. You can hear my review on the episode Thor I Choose You. What episode is that? I think I did 2 reviews that day. I did Thor Ragnarok and Pokemon I Choose You. So I can help you guys out. That would be episode 39. So if you want to hear the review on Thor Ragnarok, or if you haven't seen it and you did pick up the Blu-ray and you saw it for the first time this past week, check out that episode and let me know what you thought. So rewatching the film, I noticed, well, I wanted to talk about the villains of the MCU, and one thing that I realized is that I think that Hela probably has to be, maybe I'm mistaken, aside from Killmonger, I think them two probably have to be the best MCU villains to date. And I'm talking about MCU films, not the Netflix series, because until they cross over, then I'll find the whole it's all connected thing legit. It's, aside from that, then it's not all connected. It's loosely connected or referenced. But anyways, Hela, she was I put her up there. I think probably as the top. Well, of course we haven't seen Thanos yet, but as like one of the top villains of the MCU. For one, her motive was legit. 2, she was crazy fucking strong. She wiped out an entire army by herself. She also was able to incapacitate, I think's the word, Thor and Loki. She was able to destroy Mjolnir. And she's pretty fucking intimidating. And she looks cool. So, yeah, looking at it, not one of my favorite films, but Hela's I think is gotta be my favorite MCU villain as far as how a villains. Yeah, let's go with that. Because I mean, if let's go back through MCU villains real quick. Let's see how many I can go through right off the bat. So we'll count Incredible Hulk, right? We'll count that. Uh, Abomination. Abomination, I guess, whatever. He was just a bad Hulk, right? Pretty much. Um, there wasn't anything super special about him. It was a cool movie. I did like his design. I did like Abomination, but yeah, it's whatevs, right? Let's go on to Red Skull. Red Skull, he's a Nazi. Screw the Nazis, right? I did like Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. I did like the Red Skull, but was he like the best villain? No. Uh, Only because he was intimidating only in the way that he had an army and he had a whole bunch of followers. But other than that, I mean, going head to head, one on one with them without the Tesseract, yeah, he could pretty much beat his ass. Especially if you're a super soldier like Steve Rogers. So Red Skull, no, I'm gonna put him at the bottom. Let's see who else we got. Ironmonger. That was from Iron Man, the first Iron Man. Same thing. This guy was just a dick. Didn't have a real legit motive. Whatevs. And also too, he just his design was a bad version of the Mark One. So yeah, Ironmonger, nah. Cross, what's his name from Ant Man? Yellow Jacket. Same thing. That was kind of stupid. He went kind of mad because he was fucking with that stuff. Oh, that's funny. I put Yellow Jacket writing on my notebook. So Yellow Jacket, whatevs. Just a bad version of Ant Man, right? Who else we have? We have who wielded the Infinity Stones? Star Lord's father, Ego. Um, yeah, I mean he was all right, I guess, but yeah, I mean he wasn't. He did have some dark shit going on. Intimidating, no, because I'm gonna throw intimidating as a factor in there, power as a factor, um, look as a factor. I guess we'll throw that in with intimidation too. So ego, meh. Who else? Oh, I did like um, what is his name from Guardians of the Galaxy? Ronan the Accuser. So Ronan, I did like his design. I did think he was intimidating. He's strong. He's a Kree. Um, just I think he was really stupid and reckless with how he did shit. The whole thing talking back to Thanos and shit like he's fucking badass. I think if he was a little more careful, maybe he would have been a better villain. But just the fact the way he was written, he wasn't as careful and he was a bit stupid. Um, he was just too aggressively reckless, or yeah, aggressively reckless. Ronan, he was a close one. Who else do we have? Who else do we have? Let's go. Killmonger. Killmonger from Black Panther. If you haven't seen the movie, I suggest you watch that. Killmonger. I thought now his motives. If you heard my Black Panther review, was a lot like Hela's. His story was similar to Hela's. If you want to hear the breakdown in the Black Panther review, so Killmonger, I'm gonna put him up there with Hela. Maybe top three, whoever the hell I'm gonna name next. But Killmonger was formidable. He's pretty tough. I don't know what those whole bumpy things on his skin were aside from scars, but especially once he had the suit. That guy is pretty. What is it called? Gives no fucks. He will fuck you up if you fuck him over. Like he kills his chick in the movie, so of course she backstabbing him or whatever. But he's not afraid of killing people, for what he thinks is right. So Killmonger's up there. Let's see who else we have. I'm trying to name the movies. I'm trying to go off the movies right off the top of my head. Ah, you know what? Another one I'll put up there, which I can see why he was doing what he was doing. I'm gonna go with Vulture from Spider-Man: Homecoming. I thought Michael Keaton did an awesome job. I thought his design was pretty cool. Now he was intimidating. I mean, just those fucking bladed wings and shit, and also too those times where he was kicking Spider-Man's ass. Yeah, that looked kind of. I want to say looked scary only because if I put my place in Peter Parker's position, he's an older guy. You're a kid. This guy was beating the shit out of him. I wasn't afraid to kill him to kill him either. So let's go with Hela, Killmonger, and Vulture, top three. So let me while I'm going through the list, as you're hearing it, go ahead and put kind of your list together, or let me know who your top three, top five are, your favorite villains so far, the MCU. Let me just go through what I have so far so that you guys can recap. Abomination, Red Skull, Ironmonger, Yellow Jacket, Ego, Ronan the Accuser, Killmonger, Vulture, and Hela. Let's go on. Let's see what else we have here. Who do we have? Who do we have? You know who I liked, but their motives were really generic. I'm generic. Generic was the Dark Elf. I don't remember his name from Thor: The Dark World, but the Dark Elf was pretty cool. Only because, well, I like their design. I love the design of the Dark Elves. Um, he was he wasn't super intimidating. But hmm. What, he was whatever. I guess I just like the way he looked. But yeah, he was a generic villain. Let's go on. Who else do we have? Let me see. Oh, you know what? I would say Winter Soldier, but not Winter Soldier. It was Pierce, who was behind. Well, you know what? Yeah, Pierce. That was from. Oh, Winter Soldier. I don't know why. Every time I think of Winter Soldier, I think of Civil War. When I think of Civil War, I think of Winter Soldier. So Pierce. Um, I guess whatever. He was just a fucking undercover Hydra agent. So, or hydrant. I'm hydrant. Hydra member. So whatevs on that one. Uh, Doctor Strange. Who did we have? We had Cassius or Cassius. I want to say Cassius because of fucking Agents of Shield. Uh, Cassilius. That's his name. Cassilius. Whatever. Same shit. Bad version of Doctor Strange. He just wanted power for himself. Blah blah blah. You also had Dormammu in there, but Dormammu really wasn't the main antagonist. He was just in there. So I did like kind of how Dormammu looked. I just wish he wasn't a giant face. It would have been cool if they gave him some kind of, you know, uh, what's it called? Not anthropomorphic, but if they would have gave him a more, give him a body, basically, a form like that has a body. I thought I think that would have looked cool in Doctor Strange. That would have been cool. So Dormammu, still, damn, no one's even close to touching the three that I picked so far: Killmonger, Vulture, and Hela. Ultron. Oh my God. So for one, I had high hopes for that movie, and as you guys all know, I still think that Ultron was a big disappointment. Also to the villain. I mean, you cast wow, what is his name? I'll think of his name when I'm done recording. But anyways, I thought the casting choice was pretty cool as Ultron. I just thought that one, they shouldn't have named it Age of Ultron. I think the whole movie takes place in like what, 2 or 3 days. Um, I think, and then the fact that, yeah, okay, so it takes place in 2 or 3 days. It's named it's called Age of Ultron, off the name of the comic book storyline. And it's stupid because, like, Age of Ultron, I mean, I wish maybe there would have been some kind of time jump or some kind of alternate timeline thing, or like he's been Ultron and he took over the world, with with the technology, because he can do that. Um, then like he had it like, fucked up for like months or like or at least a year, on. But I don't know. It's just I thought Ultron was very poorly used. It was he wasn't very. I mean, he was tough. He was just a mean baby basically because he was like 1 day old or whatever. I remember because he's him and Vision are having that whole conversation. Basically, they're both babies except one's good and one's bad. Ultron, whatevs. You know what? Speaking of Ultron, number one villain of the MCU, I'm gonna have to go with Tony Stark. Tony Stark, man, that guy has started a lot of shit. Uh, just his ego gets in the way, and a lot of people are gonna argue with me on that. But Iron Man's probably got to be the biggest villain, so I'm gonna bump him up to number one. Hela number two. Uh, Vulture then Killmonger, I guess. Tony Stark. I mean, if it wasn't for him, um, Age of Ultron wouldn't have happened. There's a lot of shit that probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him. Just, um, yeah, he's a Yeah, Tony Stark's something else. You know what? I'm joking. I'm not gonna put him number one, but I'll put him. I'm gonna call him a villain. I'll put him like top. I'll squeeze him in as a bonus whenever I get like my tops. So far top three, he's a bonus top. He's a bonus number four entry. Ultron. Who else do we got? Let's go with. Trying to think who else we got. Uh, you know what? Zemo. Zemo from Civil War. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put him. Expand it. Put him in the top four. Make Tony's the extra, the fifth. Um, no, the other way around. Right? Yeah, top four. So Zemo, I put him up there. Okay, one, he's not intimidating. He's a regular guy. You can probably kick his ass if you went one on one with him if you had some decent training. The thing was that he was smart. Um, he had a legit reason. Though revenge is never a legit reason, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, his family was killed in Sokovia and blah blah blah. He planned everything out pretty meticulously, I guess is the word. I hope I'm using that right. I mean, I know what it means, but I just hope I'm saying that right. Sometimes I get my words jumbled up when I'm trying to speak so much news to you guys. Zemo, I mean, he did manage, like he said, to turn the Avengers against each other. So, Zemo, I'm gonna go ahead and give him props. Let's see who else we got. Trying to think who else we've had. You know what? Loki. I mean, Loki was pretty much the antagonist in the first movie. He's weird though because he flip flops a lot. So he's kind of like on par with Tony Stark, but he's like a flip. Like Tony Stark's a good guy that can flip flop bad, and then Loki's a bad guy that can flip flop good. So it's kind of weird. Best. I don't know. Loki's just really reckless. I like him though. He's not very intimidating. Though I'm pretty sure he could fuck you up. Do I want to put him in the top? I mean, I like him. I really like him. I really like Loki. But as a villain, like a legit villain, straight up, nah, I'm gonna exclude him. So I'm gonna cross him out. Who else do we have? I'm trying to think of what other releases we've had or what releases I have. Oh, let's see. Trying to go through my list here. Is that all the villains? Let me check what I got here and see if I'm not leaving anybody out because I just thought the villain thing was interesting when I started watching Thor Ragnarok again. Let me see. We did talk about Ant-Man, Captain America trilogy. Mm, come on, guys. You have to yell louder. You have to be able to pierce through all this stuff. Wow. I cannot think of another villain. Okay, so maybe if I name these, maybe I can think of the villain. I mean, I would talk about Netflix villains, but doesn't count. So we have Pierce. I don't remember his first name. Caecilius, Dormammu, Ultron, Zemo, Loki, Abomination, Red Skull, Ironmonger, Yellow Jacket, Ego, Ronin, Killmonger, Vulture, Dark Elf. I don't remember his name. And Hela. It's funny because I think I talked about this last time. Supposedly Red Skull's still alive. You know, I'd like to see him at least cameo in Infinity War. If not, in Avengers 4. That'd be pretty sick. I think that's all the villains. I want to kick myself because I don't want to think of a villain later and then be pissed that I left them off the list. Because I want you guys to tell me who you think are the best villains. Like I said, put into consideration their power, right? How much power they have, whether they're intimidating or not. So their intimidation level and their look. Well, their look is I'm gonna put look as we're talking about Nah, you know what? Let's just do power and intimidation. Those. Oh, motive. Let's do motive. So how legit their motive was. So let's go off of those 3 points: power, intimidation, and motive. Let's see. I kind of wanna don't leave anyone out. So I want to try to think just really quick before I call this. Before I wrap this episode up. Buh, 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 buh. Let's see. Trying to think of the Marvel movies that we had. Oh, I think I want to say that I named everybody. Let's see. Oh, Whiplash from Iron Man 2. I mean, I guess it was kind of the same as Ironmonger. So Whiplash, no. And Iron Man 3, you had oh my God, what's his name? Who had that virus? His was a pretty stupid. I mean, yeah, Tony was a dick to him, whatevs, but I just think, I mean, how are you gonna counter dick with dick? Basically, what he did, he just one upped him as far as being a dick. Wow, I forgot his name. You know what? Let me look up his name. It's gonna piss me off. Might as well have the interwebs with me. So his name was shit. Let me click on that. Come on. Let's see, Iron Man 3. And you know what? While I'm at it, Iron Man 3, that was. Let's see. It would have been cool if Mandarin was the antagonist, but we all know how that turned out. Oh, you know what? We can also add Justin Hammer in there. Hammer, whatevs too. Just a dick. Let's see who we got here. Iron Man 3 was going up against. Aldrich Killian. There you go. Aldrich Killian, like I said, whatevs. Let's see. While I look up these, how are you guys doing? You guys doing good? Did anyone see A Wrinkle in Time? If you did, let me know, because I'm not gonna watch it. I think the next movie coming out that I think Ready Player One comes out soon. Okay, let's go through these movies real quick. The Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America Civil War. Mm, let's see. Don't worry, guys. I'm almost done. I'm sorry if I'm boring you. Also, too, I'm tired, guys. Like, I have not had rest in like a week. Also, too, I'm glad that this episode's gone over 30 minutes because a lot of my episodes haven't been going 30 minutes since I've been a single host. Let's see what we got here. Oh, they have them separated by phases. Iron Man 2, Thor. What the hell? Why do they have them listed like that? So annoying. Phase 1, let's see what Phase 2 had. Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, got that. Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. Guys, I think I named all of them without looking at a fucking list. I'm kind of proud of myself. Phase 3? Wow. Guys, I did. I named every single villain. If I left someone out, now I named main villains because these were the dudes that were right up in center. Because if we can go naming every single villain, I can go ahead and name what's his name he was in the Dark World. What was his name? Oh my God, the guy who uses a seed. I forgot what he's called. The shit. What is his name? Fuck, it doesn't matter. Whatever. But he's a fucking thing where he crushes the fucking rock and it's weird because I have one of his figures too. I don't know how I don't remember his name. I thought his design was cool as shit though. But I'm not like I could name like Scorpion and Who else? Whatever, whoever was in Spider-Man Homecoming, because Scorpion was in there, and so was oh, Electro. But those weren't like the head honchos. So one more time, I'm gonna go through it, through them real quick. So my top, I'm just fucking around with Tony Stark, but to me, he is villain like in a sly fucking way, or maybe he doesn't know he is, but he is. So my top three: Killmonger. No, let's start from the top. Hela, Vulture, Killmonger. Top three. So the rest of the villains you got: the Dark Elf from Thor: The Dark World. I forgot his fucking name. Ronan, the Accuser. Ego, the Living Planet. Yellow Jacket. Ironmonger. Red Skull. Abomination. Aldrich Killian. Whiplash. Loki. Zemo. Ultron. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't say Dormammu because he wasn't the main one. Caecilius, Pierce, and Justin Hammer. So, sorry if I rambled a lot, guys. I just like talking about this stuff, and sometimes talking about it by myself, I don't know, I kind of lose track of what I'm saying sometimes since I don't like I can't really take a break. I don't want to like leave too much. So you guys know what I'm saying. Whatever, right? You guys are listening, which is cool. Thanks for all the listens and the follows and the new likes and stuff. You guys are awesome. If you like the show, share it. You guys know where to hit me up. Main one, hit me up on our on the email, convobreaker at gmail. If you want to hit me up anywhere else, it was earlier in the episode. But yeah, so 45 days left to Infinity War. Let me know who your top. Let's go with top three since I did three. Who your top three villains are and why. Remember, uh, take into consideration their power, their intimidation level, and their motive. So next time, guys, is gonna be episode 50. 50. Maybe I'll do something special. Maybe I don't know. I'll try to give something away. Um, and you know what? I actually have. If you guys are gamers, let me see how many extras I have. Let me see. One, two, three. I have three. Okay, guys. So if you guys are playing Pokemon, Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon, Ultra Sun, or Ultra Moon, if you guys don't keep up with the events, or you do and you just haven't had a chance to get one, I have cards to get either Palkia or Dialga, the legendary Pokemon, for either of those games. So if you have Sun or Ultra Sun, you're gonna get Dialga. If you have Moon or Ultra Moon, you're gonna get Palkia. So if no one, if you'd like a code card, I have four of them. Basically, what I'd like you guys to do is like the Facebook page if you haven't already, and share it with your friends. Okay, and basically, what I want you to do is screenshot it, show me that you liked the page, and show me that you shared it on your feed, and go ahead and email that to me at convobreaker at gmail.com. So, like I said, I have four. Let me know that you did, and what I'll do is when I get 10, at least 10 people do that, then I'll pick four at random. And I'll keep you guys updated on how many entries I get. If not, then I'm just gonna hold on to these cards until they're gone. And I think they're good until, when are they good till? They're good until May 28th. So what? A good 2 months. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys on episode 50. Later.